Hello. So today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another example of me going through some of my source material to see if there are any other instant ideas you could come up with. And I like to do this because I think it helps keep the mind sharp for this kind of thing. It helps you teach you to have your to see what can see what you can actually do and. It keeps you always in the habit of because I don't see. I explained this to my wife once. I don't since for doing this so many years. I don't see pictures the same way that most people do. And I don't know if other collage artists have this as well, where somebody will say you see a picture up and say, "Oh, that's a nice picture." You can say, "Yeah, I can do this with it. I can do that. I can do that." That's how my mind works now. But I don't know if there's any. It's the same for any other artists. If there are, let me know, please. It'd be interesting to know if this is just my weirdness or if it's shared amongst us. But this time I thought I'd do it with my digital library and of source material because these are pictures I've collected over the years or actively sought out, and then some I've used before and just kept them for future use, and some of them I've just looked up and then certain magazine covers, try and find good quality, decent quality images online, and I just keep them in folders for if I need them. And it's just worked for me. I have come up with some pieces based on those. So here you see all these folders of what I've done, what I've collected. So if I just randomly go through, and I'll stop it here, propaganda. This is only a few pieces, and some of these pictures aren't showing up right now because that's not an actual. That one isn't saved properly. So, but here you've got some. So you've got some Soviet propaganda of workers. See what you could be done with that. I mean, most of these pieces here, they're small. They'll be fairly small, more fair, not ridiculously small, but small enough that these would end up going in other things. So images, so that could go in amongst something to make it weird. Same with her, could go in somewhere and replace something with her hands. They could just go in with something in front of something or behind something, just to add that touch of strangeness to it. And this isn't actually Soviet propaganda. This is something that was made in recent times by someone. It's a free image I got from, I think it might have been from Pixabay, but it's done in that style. And I have actually made artwork with this. I've done a video of me actually making a digital collage, basically, where I put like a camera shutter with an eye in it and so forth. So let's go back and see what else. Science magazines. These old. Oh, this is this is disappointing. I was thinking of science fiction, but yeah, this is good because it's not an actual scan. Someone's taken a photograph, so it's a little skewed, but that's not too bad. There are a couple of things I could do with this. I could actually just isolate the hands. I'd have to clean this up a little, and put it in front of something else. Again, you could have him being isolated, or you could remove all of this and put something behind. Even the little car is useful. So let's go to the science fiction. I think is where I really meant to go. Here we go. We've got some pulp magazines. So let's see if there'll be some science fiction magazines in this, and these are from the golden age of these old pulp, called pulp magazines because of the kind of paper they were printed on. But they've had great images that are very good for this kind of thing. I made a piece based on this already, so I always mean to do something with that because this is pretty good because I could find other good black and white images put other stuff around that. But this is a really just a fun image in itself. So I could put something being stood on top of this alien here. Something is, this is one of those images you don't really need to do too much to, because it's strange enough as it is. Like the person holding this alien by the nose. So again, these are all great because you could just remove this text here, but either put something over that or airbrush it out, airbrush that bit, or put something there to get rid of that paper fold. And so here you could put like some kind of like sky, city space skyline behind there. You could, like I said, put something over here. Have something trying to claw its way out of the pit. I've used that in a piece of artwork as well, though. She was, I put her sitting in a chair. But again, you could have take this whole picture part of it and have something silly in the background, like a teddy bear or something that someone shouldn't be trying to flee from or be devastated by. So sometimes it's an inverse of the whole idea of you got the sometimes I'll do like some calm, tranquil. I've got a picture of two old people sitting in deck chairs, and in front of them I put a mushroom cloud, just to have that juxtaposition of the calm and tranquil being and soft and gentle being confronted with something brutal. This would be the other way around. And it's just funny. It would be funny to have the whole thing of them being someone being terrified by something like it's like the whole thing in the Ghostbusters film where they were told to the first thing that popped into their head would be the first thing they thought of would be the thing that would destroy them, and everyone blanked their minds apart from one of them who came up with the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. It's that kind of logic. Here, this is the actual piece I used. I put the woman in that back seat there. I put someone, I think it was coming out of a jettison. I can't remember, maybe a jettison seat or something. And I could actually, and I had this, and somehow it worked. I had this being juxtaposed with, as in the background of somebody like mowing their lawn in suburbia, and this was coming out over, and it with the building, it was like a kind of folding of reality, kind of like you have in the film Inception, and somehow it worked. I didn't really expect it to, but it did. So you've got some of these old brutal stuff. I mean, again, this same logic, you could do something with the background. So I'll come out of here and see if I can find some a bit, something, go through them, or something a bit different. So a lot of the pieces in these are actually also very good at just adding into other pieces, because this piece I'm bringing up here got added into a piece, but you could have something else being done with it. So you could have just keep it to this aspect, or you could actually have it be like a twice as big, and something could be done with that. Something could be kind of put over to obscure that, or in Photoshop I can just extend it by copying. I just draw a line down there, and I would clone stamp until I got it right. So I've done that before as well. So let's have a look at some other types of images. So I've got retro ads. These are always good. Have always been good for pieces of artwork, and it's a lot of people like this look. So some people see from a recent video, it's Creepy Beans. I called Creepy Beans, and I didn't actually airbrush out that. Maybe I should have, but I don't think anybody's gonna too much about it. I mean, this picture is creepy enough in itself, so I put eyes in it just to add the extra element of creep, and also the fact that the eyes aren't too dissimilar shape from the beans. So that's one of those ones where the artist in the sense of what they're trying to put across messed up a bit. And the same for us. It's something like that is a gold mine. It's a great image. Same way with this one that's about to come up. I mean, the look on her face is absolutely classic. It's I would obviously have the obvious thing to do would be to have something being spread across there. Maybe like people like eating the poor and stuff, or devouring the poor. Again, one of the things you do with these kind of ones is alter the background. Put something in that cup. Put something over that DuPont logo there. So there wouldn't be too much you need to add to it to make whatever point. There would the obvious thing to do with this is she's spreading something else on bread, and so because of how horrible her face looks, how creepy it looks, it's something atrocious is being done. So this woman should be put in something. She's not the main part of the. And this wouldn't be the main image of the piece, because how some people like to work is they like to start for the background and add stuff in there, and I will do that sometimes, but usually I will find an image that's used as the backdrop for everything, and then I just add to it. So that way I am kind of stuck with the actual size of the original image. So some people who will like to make stuff that they can easily convert into being prints, then having like just a plain coloured background and adding and having something in the central focus is it's an obvious thing to do. It makes it a lot easier for them. I kind of sometimes make hard for myself in that regard. Right, so obviously something else can go in her hand that she's about to eat. Some stuff popping up in the background or going on in the background. Do something to get rid of this, maybe some kind of banner or something. You could, the thing with chocolate is fine, but put something over the logo and put something over that text. This is pretty good, but then this would, again, it could be, this would be where I would start from. Again, I could put very little sort of cover that, and I could extend it upwards, even that way a bit as well. I just have to put something there to go over the shadow or paint it in. I mean, this is a good image just to put something in there as well. The product, but in maybe in a different image, or I could have it tilted over her head as if they're about to be dropped on her. So again, these old always good. I mean, you sometimes see people been buying prints or fridge magnets of literally just this, but the obvious thing to do would be to change what the product is there. Maybe put something in the background, but I wouldn't. Maybe not, because that'd be enough, and I would just obviously have to clean out that and then X out the lettering. And this kind of thing of a woman going jumping out like that. I've used stuff like that in artwork before to have something. It's usually about war. So again, it's about the juxtaposition. This is a good image, but I've never figured out what I'm going to do with it, because I don't want it. I could put an obvious thing to do, and I've done something similar. Is I would put some kind of like revolutionary text in there, and I could still do that. I've done something similar with that. I had a woman, housewife, looking through a cookbook, and it was like Mrs. Jones about communist masters. So there's all that kind of stuff. These are just very good images. They're very stylish, very good looking. Oh, some of these images don't show up because they're either a JPEG or a PNG, but I kept them because I'll just end up converting them online later on. So some of those horrible AVIF file, or sometimes you get, they're both AVIF files, but sometimes you get these WebP images that turn up now that my older copy of Photoshop won't do anything with. I mean, that's a good image to do something with as well. That could be placed upon on something else, or in front of a starry background and have him holding holding something else. You can replace, change his hat even. So let's have a look. A couple more images, and then we shall go. So you've got some of these black and white images. If you want that retro Victorian look, they can go in with things. But these are mostly images that could be gone in with something. So I would have to maybe even remove the scar from his mouth, have him holding something else, have him holding something there. There could be something in the background. That's, again, I would keep it black and white line drawing though. So I have to see what I've got. This, I would put something on the rock. Again, alter the background. There's not really much I could do about that line. I could do something about it. It's a lot more work than it's necessary, so I would work with that. Find some way of working with it. Again, this is, I would have something else in there with that image, or something popping out of there. Different hat maybe, or maybe have him holding something completely different, because that could be easily cut out, and him holding something else. But that image of the camera is good enough that it's almost like the camera is the star of the image, not that guy. So, and you've got some vintage illustrations again. It's possibly from an advert, but for some reason I'll put it in there. So, this woman's looking very proud of herself. That would go in with something else to add to the oddity of the lunacy. Same with that. But he's already got a lot of stuff cluster on there, so if you just add some other bits in there just to make it look it's not really obvious, but it adds to it is where you see there's something that's not quite right, and the image, and remove that, put something else in the background. So let's go for one more image, and I'll leave you alone. So, Popular Mechanics covers, that's always been a good magazine to use for this kind of thing. And again, this one I have used for a piece of artwork, so I removed a lot of all that. I covered over that. I put something to cover that. I put some, I think, like a skull coming out of that speaker. So, let's have a look. Again, I could easily do something with that. Cut the image off at that point so you don't have that, and put something in, almost in, or just keep the man, or I'd remove the what's in the window there. Put something completely different in there. And I could cut the image off at this point as well, or find something to cover it. But again, this is one not where it's been scanned in; it's been photographed, so it almost adds something different to it, because the angle is all different. It alters the image a little. So there. So see if that's fired up the grey matter at all, given any ideas. And as always, like, share, and subscribe. My description has my link tree, which has my merch and my socials. And I shall hear from you soon. Thank you.